Hello, everybody. Jayney Goddard here, and a very, very warm welcome to this showcase session. Today, I'm joined by one of our newest CMA approved suppliers. This is Rachel Hoyle from Nucleotide Nutrition. Welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Hi, Jayney. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to see you.
And looking forward to the interview.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you've joined me because the thing is that you've got, and what got me so excited about you coming on board with the CMA as an approved supplier, which for anybody watching may not know what that actually means. The CMA, we have practitioner members, college members, and so on, which of course you'll understand. But we also have a very, very, very special membership category for companies that are literally going above and beyond in the field, in the natural health field. And Rachel's company, Nucleotide Nutrition, just literally ticks all of our boxes. Her work is so exceptional. Her products are so exceptional. So, Rachel, without me trying to tell people, because you are the expert, can you explain a little bit about the company, how you got there, and also, of course, what nucleotide nutrition actually is?
Yeah, I'd be delighted. Yeah, I'm, as Jayney said, Rachel Hoyle from Nucleotide Nutrition, and I founded the business, starting with animal health and now well into human health. All our work is based around supplementation with nucleotides, and it's an area that we feel has been neglected in nutrition. So what we've been setting out to do over the last few years is to show how nucleotides in the diet via supplementation can improve health, well-being and performance. And this is all based around the fact that dietary nucleotides are in short supply in our diets and with our current stress levels as well. One of the reasons for dietary deficiency is that we're not eating the foods that deliver the highest levels of nucleotides, and the highest levels of nucleotides are found in offal, so that's organ meats, and in the sort of meat itself. You can find it in other foods like mushrooms, and I think we'll need to go into that in more detail in some other videos that we do together. So because I quite understand that although I've been immersed in nucleotides for a long time now, collaborating with many scientists around the world, but mainly in the UK and Switzerland, what I found, I know a lot about nucleotides, and what I do understand is that very few other people do, apart from everyone a health practitioner knows what a nucleotide is. It's the building block for DNA and RNA, and for many other things actually. Molecules in the body are based around nucleotides. So people know that, but what they don't know about is that there might be a deficiency in the diet, and also what the implications are for that in terms of health, well-being and performance. So what we've been doing is to create a formula which redresses the balance of the deficiency in the diet. In fact, that work's been done in Switzerland, and we've been putting that through clinical trials in a variety of different areas, particularly immunity, infections, IBS, so gut disorders, and also in stress. We've been using guinea pigs. We use with stress are sports people because they seem to like imposing it on themselves. And so what we do is we've done a lot of efficacy work. We want to make sure there's proof in the pudding, and we've been doing case studies as well. So we have a range of efficacy work to back up our supplements, and we now need to help educate people into why they would be an improvement to a protocol for a lot of people, either based on what their diet's like or if they've got existing health conditions, and also all the repair processes. So I hope that's covered a fair bit in terms of a background. I mean, I've been involved with nucleotides for now over 20 years, so a lot of that time was research and development. Now we've obviously got supplements now available for people to try with their patients.
Yes, absolutely. So, Rachel, can you explain, can just general members of the public buy these products, or is it just for practitioners?
We have a bit of both. We have some of the nucleotide supplements. We combine our special nucleotide formula, which is a balance, particularly of the pyrimidine type nucleotides with the purines, and we call that formula Nutri-tide. We have that formula in all our supplements, and there are some of our supplements, I'll give you an example, that we have Intestate IB as one example, and Nucell IM. Those products combine the nucleotide formula with a range of selected vitamins and amino acids, and they've been selected to support either the immune system or digestive health. And those products we have available for the consumer. So we sell that on a website, we sell that through some internet stores, and we also sell that through wholesalers like the Natural Dispensary and Health Interlink. Lovely. Now, we do have a product which we've developed for health practitioners, and we call that, I don't know if you can see it, but that's called Nutri-tide NT. And the NT stands for either nucleotide or nutritional therapist or whatever you like. But that's the product we developed because it's got a higher, more therapeutic level of the nucleotide formula in there, about 50%. And it doesn't have additional vitamins and amino acids, because what we want to be able to provide is a product that can slot easily into a client's protocol. So you don't have to adjust for vitamins that you're already supplying through other products. And in some respects, what we like to think of this product is really as a efficacy enhancer. So it's a new term that I feel we ought to coin. I'd be interested in feedback on that, actually, because what we feel this product provides is a really good level of the nucleotides, particularly the more deficient ones. That's the pyrimidine type. And often people who have got, say, a chronic disease in particular will have a damaged gut. And what the nucleotides can help do is to help the repair processes. So it will help the development of new cells to build up the villi, repair lesions. And the upshot of that is that it can help nutrient absorption. And that, when we did work quite a long time ago, and it's quite a big business now, with animals, is the repair of gut when they're in a lot of stressed situations. And we found that it reduced the damage in the gut and it increased nutrient absorption. And that's what we feel is happening a lot with people who've got the damage in their gut. We can help the repair processes, and by helping the nutrient absorption or the absorption of supplements, vitamins that have been coming in through other health supplements, that we can actually increase their efficacy by getting a better absorption. So efficacy enhancer is one way of describing that. So go back to answering your question, the product we have designed for health practitioners is the Nutri-tide NT.
Right. Okay, that's fantastic. I mean, it's so interesting listening to you, because with my practitioner hat on, I can see so many applications for this. And, what we now know, what the research now shows us, for example, is in autoimmune illness, where the gut damage is so profoundly implicated in autoimmunity, isn't it? So, gosh, I can actually see that, I would love to be getting my autoimmune patients onto this protocol straight away. Yeah. Now, that raises the question for me then, Rachel, are there any contraindications that you know of to this particular product?
I suppose, although we don't have much of the purine type nucleotides in the product, there are some in there. So somebody who has gout, they need to be, or we put it as a precaution. And so if if we're asked, I've got a patient with gout, should I take it? We would say you need to be careful. We do have people who take it with gout, and they are careful. They know their symptoms. So, but as a general rule, that would be be careful, because it's one of those areas where we haven't done specific research. So I don't want to mislead anybody in that area. In terms of autoimmune, what we say is if somebody's on a medication to suppress their immune system, then there's no, it would be strange to promote our product for that, because that's, it would counteract that particular drug.
Right.
So, but where there is no medication involved like that, then what we suggest for somebody who's got a full-blown autoimmune condition is that they start small and build up. That's the best way to approach that. And I think that's true for a lot of supplements where you're using it in an autoimmune condition. The other area is someone's had an organ transplant, then they'll be on all sorts of medication and shouldn't be taking the product. But that's a precaution we have on the supplements. Yeah.
Okay. And what about for people going through chemo treatment, that sort of thing? Any contraindications there at all?
Yeah, there are certain chemotherapy treatments, actually, particularly ones based on forms of drug nucleotide treatments that would be a no-no. Radiotherapy, not a problem, but in terms of chemotherapy, we would need somebody to come to us and say, this, these are the drugs being used, and we could provide some advice.
Right.
But certainly after all of the treatments, to help rebuild the immune system and help repair, then nucleotides would be a great product to use.
Yes, of course, absolutely. No, it makes complete sense, actually.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. And it's good, I think, that people know that you are there. You are so knowledgeable that they can contact you, and they can actually discuss either their own case, or if they're a patient, or the practitioner can contact as well for support and advice, which is absolutely crucial, especially because we practitioners, we're seeing more and more very severe chronic disease, and it is very, very, very important that we know that you're there to support us through all of that. So
yes.
Terrific. Yes, Rachel, that's wonderful. So in closing, and we will, and just to let everybody know, we will be doing more interviews with Rachel, because this is such a fascinating topic. I know that you'll be absolutely entranced, and we're scratching the surface today just to introduce Rachel and Nucleotide Nutrition to you. But please watch. We will tell you when we've got new interviews with Rachel coming up. But Rachel, in closing, what I'd love to do is just to tell everybody that if you're watching this on YouTube, just to the right-hand side at the very bottom is a little arrow pointing down. If you click on that, it will open the show notes for this show, and you'll actually see all of Rachel's contact details and a little bit about her work and so on. So that's really helpful. But Rachel, could you actually just tell people how they can best get hold of you as well?
Yeah, the best way of getting hold of me is via my email address, directly to me, which is Rachel, that's RACHEL, .Hoyle, HOYLE, at nucleotidenutrition.com.
Fantastic. That's great stuff. Thank you so much for being with me today, Rachel. It's such a pleasure. It really is. And I really can't wait to start talking with you in much more depth in the not too distant future.
Thank you, Jayney.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay.